What's up, comic book fans? Blugoblin here with my comic book review for this week in May 2010. I got 6 books to cover, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start things off with an indie book from my buddy Lord Nightmare. This is his newest issue of GX Faction. This is issue number 11. Okay, first of all, I gotta say, hey, that's a pretty nice cover. It would take me too long to explain the storytelling for GX Faction. You know, of course, my favorite thing about it is I have a character in this series called Timekeep. And, you know, he stopped time and he has a supersonic scream and he's got muscles that are bigger than his head. Anyway, the artwork is getting better. Not saying it was bad before, but it was good before, and it's actually getting better. More attention to detail with the shading, the facial expressions. It's getting better. Storytelling is still pretty good. It's still there. I don't necessarily agree with having jaw-dropping moments in every issue, but some writers can get by with that. Just ask Peter David or Jeff Johns. However, the one thing that really made me chuckle is that my character gets shot after he does a supersonic belch. I had to laugh at that. That was awesome. I liked it. But this is good. I'd say it's shelf worthy. It's shelf worthy. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. All right, on to the mainstream. Let's start with Amazing Spider-Man number 631. Zeb Wells, Chris Bocciolo. I gotta say, I like me some Chris Bocciolo artwork for Amazing Spider-Man. This was fantastic. This was, once again, this was close to being my pick of the week. This was just incredible. It still reads Silver Age-ish for me, and that's a plus. Because not too many books in the modern age can do that and look like a decent book. You know, I always said if you want to read a Silver Age style book, then read a book from the Silver Age. But Amazing Spider-Man can pull up that Silver Age-like storytelling and get away with it and be a good book. This was great. I loved the character development. The plot was very solid, very spot on. The Lizard is always awesome to see in a Spidey book. Very good stuff. This is definitely worth your $3. Put it in your collection. You won't regret it. Next up, Batman number 699. Don't let that cover fool you. Because I'm going to be honest, I was a bit disappointed with this book. Not saying it was terrible, but it's just that the cliffhanger that 698 left us with, this book I feel like it didn't really truly capitalize on it. It was merely a ruse. I'm not going to spoil too much about it. Excuse me. But I'm not going to spoil too much about it. It was, misleading, yes, but the storytelling's still good. It's just that it didn't go in the direction that I wanted it to go, and that's a bit sad because, you know, from what we saw in Batman and Robin number 12, I believe it was, and, you know, I thought it would have been really decent to tie that in to the main Batman series, but then again, I don't work for DC, so I can't make that call. It was good, it just kind of misled me a bit. All right. Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Batman, The Return of Bruce Wayne, number 1 of 6. I have been waiting for this story for the longest time, and I'm probably going to get some hate mail for this. I am going to collect this series because I'm looking forward to how DC writes The Return of Bruce Wayne, and I apologize for it being so bright in here. I got the windows open and the sun's just shining, apparently. I gotta admit, and be honest, I was not particularly impressed with this particular issue. The storytelling, you know, because it's Grant Morrison's writing, and there were some moments in here I was just like, what? You know, it's Grant Morrison. He writes like that, and sometimes I can get it, sometimes I don't. And in this case, sadly, I don't. The artwork's good. There are some parts that I did understand. It's just tying into what happened in Final Crisis, except that not everybody liked Final Crisis, and it's Grant Morrison, so what can you expect? I hope the rest of the series is not like this. This was, in my honest and, truthful opinion, that wasn't really that good. I'm not saying it was terrible, but it could have been a lot better. That's just me. I apologize. Okay. Next up, another series I've been waiting for. Birds of Prey. This is number 1. Gail Simone, Ed Benes. Or Benz, or however you want to pronounce his name. I'm a huge fan of Gail Simone's writing because she used to write for Deadpool, and she's currently writing for Secret Six, which is simply fantastic. And you got Ed Benes, who does fantastic artwork, especially for Birds of Prey. This was great. I have to admit, I did not get all the Birds of Prey stuff from the prior run, but I think one of my favorite moments from Birds of Prey was when Oracle cracked Joker's teeth. That was one of my favorite Birds of Prey moments from the previous series. But this was good. Wasn't perfect, wasn't terrific, but it was good. Good storytelling from Gail Simone. She knows how to do it. Good character development from both Lady Blackhawk and from Black Canary. Good stuff. It feels like how a Birds of Prey book should be written, and why this series had to be canceled and relaunched, I'll never know. They should have just kept the series going, because from what I've heard before I jumped on board, it was a great series, and Brightest Day has brought it back, I guess, and hopefully it sticks around for the long run, because that was good. Now for the pick of the week. As if you probably haven't guessed already. Flash, number 2, written by Jeff Johns and artwork by Francis Menapool. Hope I pronounced that name right. This is another tie into Brightest Day, and God, I tell you, Jeff Johns, excuse me, Jeff Johns knows how to write characters. He's not 100% perfect at it, according to some people, but in my opinion, he's great. He truly respects the characters, especially Green Lantern and the Flash. Good stuff. I still personally would prefer Scott Collins to do the artwork with this, because when he gets together with Jeff Johns, it's just magical to me, because of the stuff he did in the stuff that those two did in the Wally West run, and the stuff with Rogue's Revenge, and what am I missing? The Blackest Night Flash tie-in. Those were great. Jeff Johns and Scott Collins have such a good chemistry together when it comes to Flash series. I don't know why Scott Collins is not working on this series, which I think he should, but Francis Manapool's artwork is no slouch either. It's fantastic. The plot's well developed. The characters are written terrifically, especially the rogues and the future rogues. I mean, everything about this book is just fantastic, and it ends on a cliffhanger that is just making me want issue 3 that much more. It's just a fantastic series so far, and we're only 2 issues in. This is easily my pick of the week right here. If this didn't come out this week, my pick of the week would have been Amazing Spider-Man. But there you go. There's all the books for my video reviews. Be sure to check out comiccrazyreviews.webs.com. I just sent Mark my written review of Booster Gold. I hope he gets it posted soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you later.